Greetings, everyone. Welcome. Nanette Victoria here. Good to be with you for the weekly contemplation. I shortened the phrase there, keeping things simple. Before we begin and continue what we've been starting the past couple of weeks in the Teacher's Manual, the development of trust for the messengers of God. It applies to all of us in this moment, right in this sacred moment. So let us take a deep breath in as we just go inside and we rest. We breathe in sacred breath. And simply bring awareness to the interior landscape, going and consenting to the power and presence of God within. Who's breathing us? Are we taking a breath? Or are we being breathed? Letting all thoughts drop off, not resisting or grasping, but simply welcoming. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We return to the presence of God, the divine in us, the Holy Spirit, the indwelling. Truth, unchanging, silence, stillness can be the most gracious and sacred teacher. So let us be still. And rest. Abide in God only. You may keep your eyes open or closed depending on which you chose. So we're continuing in the second stage, development of trust, stage 2. These are weekly contemplative sharings, just sharing the experience or the resting in what is the development of trust, trusting in God. There is nothing else. So this particular stage is called a period of sorting out. All things that seem to occur in this world that we struggle with are lessons God would have us learn until it is no longer necessary. The sorting out period is where the Holy Spirit begins to shine a light on what is true and what is false, what is valuable and what is valueless, what is important and what no longer has importance for us on the journey of our unity in the divine. This is a place of great powerlessness and moving into the empoweredness of God directing our lives and clearing away all the obstacles that stand in the way of divine presence within. The less we do, the more we can be transformed in the twinkling of an eye. Let it be done, and we return to what has always been. And the reading from A Course in Miracles, this is in the teacher's manual. All the information is underneath. You can go to the web edition, acim.org, original publishing company of A Course in Miracles. All of those links are underneath. Development of Trust, Stage 2. Next, the teacher of God must go through a period of sorting out. This is always somewhat difficult because having learned that the changes in his life are always helpful, he must now decide all things on the basis of whether they increase the helpfulness or hamper it. I invite you, rest with the movement of the energy behind what was just read. Having learned that the changes in his life are always helpful, he must now decide all things on the basis of whether they increase the helpfulness or hamper it. He will find that many, if not most, of the thinking he valued before will merely hinder his ability to transfer what he has learned to new situations as they arise. Because he has valued what is really valueless, he will not generalize the lesson for fear of loss and sacrifice. It takes great learning to understand that all things, events, encounters, circumstances, all things are helpful. It is only to the extent to which they are helpful that any degree of reality should be accorded them in this world of illusion. The word value can apply to nothing else. This is just an incredible sacred process, the sorting out period. We can liken it, to many different other paths that, if you're familiar with, could be of value to understand. In the universal process of 12-step recovery, and there are many recovery programs, in keeping it simple, we go through step 1, powerlessness, came to believe, putting everything in the care of God, step 3, and 4 is an interior house cleaning. And the steps, that's what they are. And so I always love to see the beauty of the integral and integral dance between that and the Course, especially in the development of trust, because we're trusting. True? False? Is this really true? What was that false character coming up with wild fantasies, evaluations, judgments, resentments, addictions in the dualistic sense, The sorting out period is the true from the false, seeing the true from the false. We don't do this. The willingness to be willing. Is this helpful? Holy Spirit, is this helpful? Is this thought helpful? It's applied in this moment, in this sacred space, here, now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. One of my favorite prayers, the welcoming prayer by Father Keating. I contemplate it every day. It's just part of what happens. Letting go. I don't know what this is for. Holy Spirit does. When things are coming up, sometimes it's the sorting out. What's this? Oh, fear. Oh, this, whatever. Could be a situation. Could be a feeling. These are opportunities to look but don't stare. What is valuable? What is valueless? When we abide in the divine, we're abiding. We're not doing anything. Who's the doer? Who's the one going to, whether it be a class or, there's the egoic patterns can create more compartmentalized confusion by creating a holy ego or a spiritualized ego. And the journey without a distance is the abiding in God and living an intuitive life. It's, for me, it's that simple. And in that vital sixth sense, but that sorting out period is that sweeping away, non-judgmental awareness. Sometimes it's just repetitive thought patterns that or it could be, sometimes I'll be working with somebody and in the world it's like, well, they're fearing finances. Well, there it is. What an opportunity. Is this valuable to think about it? How heavy is it? So we go with the Holy Spirit. We go with God, the divine. That light shines away and casts those shadows, but we don't fight with them. The conditioned mind is the conditioned mind. That's the unreality, and we're looking, observing, and eventually we just abide. You've heard me say before, one of my favorite phrases in the Course, I'm paraphrasing it, but the only use for this body temple is for communication for the Holy Spirit, and that's love. Love, love, love. So, the sorting out period, let it be. Let it come up. And when we start to clean the house, sometimes it gets disarrayed, and sometimes, we'll want to hold on to the most oldest things, let me hold on to this. And it's a lot of work to hold on to anything, really, good or bad. You take it all. God, take it all. So the altar within, the sacred altar, always there, always radiating. We let the sorting out. Again, don't get up off the operating table. The master, the divinity, knows. And the stillness and the silence teaches. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. I love you all, family. Blessings.